You are alone, in your room, the lights are off. Suddenly, your neck tightens, a cold feeling crawls up your spine. You spin around fast. Nothing is there, but your body refuses to believe it. It happens in empty houses. It happens on quiet streets at night. It even happens in broad daylight when you're completely alone. Scientists call it a sensed presence. No sound, no smell, no shadow, just watched. So here's the real question. If no one is there, why does your body scream that someone is? The real answer is stranger than any ghost story, and it starts with something you do 24 hours a day without noticing. Right now, your eyes are gathering more than you realize. Your peripheral vision covers almost 200 degrees, far wider than the sharp central vision you actually pay attention to, but it is blurry and cannot see detail. It's packed with rod cells, which are excellent at spotting movement, even in dim light. A curtain shifting wrong, a shadow that moves when it shouldn't, that's enough to trigger an alarm. Before you consciously recognize what you saw, the alarm center, amygdala, has already begun checking for danger. It can react in a fraction of a second, faster than a single blink. And here's the strange part. Your brain is obsessed with faces. It can find one in almost anything. Clouds, a power socket, tree bark, a dark window. This is called Pareidolia. For your ancestors, a face once meant danger or safety. So your brain would rather invent a face than overlook a real one, even in empty rooms, even in shadows on a wall. Now go back 200,000 years. You are standing in tall grass at dusk. A lion can disappear completely in grass. You cannot see it, but maybe you can sense it. Every sudden silence, every shift in the wind, your skin reads them like a warning code. The humans who felt watched and turned around survived. Psychologists have a name for this, the hypersensitive agency detector. In simple words, your brain would rather scare you 100 times for nothing than miss one real threat. That cold feeling on your neck, it's a leftover alarm, still wired on.
But here's where it gets stranger. Deep in your brain is a region called the temporoparietal junction.
It helps your brain predict where other people are and what they might do next. In 2006, neuroscientist Olaf Blanke ran a strange experiment. He stimulated that exact spot in a patient's brain she suddenly felt, a shadow person standing behind her. The presence appeared to copy every movement she made. There was no one there. Her brain built a second presence out of nothing but electricity, which means your brain doesn't need a real person to create the feeling of one. Now picture this. In 1916, Ernest Shackleton and two men crossed the frozen mountains of South Georgia. They were starving, exhausted, and alone. But Shackleton later said it felt like there were 4 of them walking, not 3. A silent presence seemed to move beside them. Today, this is called the third man experience. It happens to solo climbers, explorers, and people pushed close to death. One theory, called the self-monitoring theory, says the brain creates a companion under extreme stress, not a ghost, a survival illusion. It's based on personal accounts, not lab proof, so scientists are still unsure exactly why it happens. But the feeling doesn't only show up in danger. It visits you in bed too. As you drift toward sleep, your body can freeze for a few seconds, while your mind stays half awake. Doctors call it sleep paralysis. Research suggests that around 8 out of 100 people experience it at least once. Your mind wakes up, but your body stays locked in dream mode. The fear centers in your brain stay switched on, so your brain builds a shape out of nothing and places it right beside you. Here's the eerie part. Cultures across the world named this same feeling long before they ever spoke to each other. In Newfoundland, it's the old hag. In Japan, kanashibari. Same fear, different continents. Here's where it gets interesting. In one famous experiment at Newcastle University, researchers tested this in real life. They hung a picture above an honesty box. Some weeks, eyes, some weeks, flowers. In the weeks with eyes, people paid nearly 3 times more. Just a picture of watching eyes on a wall made people act more honest, more careful. Your brain doesn't just fear being watched, it assumes it just in case. So next time, that cold feeling crawls up your neck and you turn around to nothing. Remember this, the feeling of being watched isn't evidence that someone is there. It's evidence that your brain still carries the instincts of a creature that survived by assuming the worst.